Hey there. Let's be honest. Have you ever looked at your insurance policy and felt like you needed a secret decoder ring just to figure it out? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. Well, today we're going to slice right through all that jargon. Ready to finally understand what you're actually paying for? Let's get into it. This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It all boils down to one thing: the terminology. It's like it's designed to be confusing, right? It puts up this wall between you and the information you actually need. You get that page full of fancy words and you're just left wondering, what does this mean for me and my wallet? Well, not anymore. Today, we're tearing down that wall. So, here's the game plan. We're going to focus on just 4 terms. That's it, just 4. But these aren't just any terms. They're the absolute foundation of pretty much every insurance policy out there. If you can get a handle on these 4, you'll basically be fluent in the language of your own financial safety net. All right, first up, let's talk about the price of admission, the cost of getting that protection in the first place. You probably know this one already. It's your premium. The easiest way to think about a premium, it's just like your Netflix subscription, but for protection. Seriously, it's that regular payment, you might pay it monthly, you might pay it yearly, that keeps your insurance policy switched on for your car, your house, whatever it is. If you stop paying that premium, well, the protection goes away. It really is that simple. So you might be wondering, where does that number even come from? Is it just picked out of a hat? Nope, not at all. It's actually super personal to you. The insurance company looks at a whole bunch of things, like your personal risk profile, how much coverage you're asking for, if you've made claims before, even your zip code. All of that info gets crunched in this big, complex calculation. They call it underwriting, and out pops the final price tag for your policy. Okay, term number 2. This one only pops up when, something actually goes wrong and you need to make a claim. This is where you come in. We're talking about your share of the cost, the deductible. So what is a deductible? It's the amount of money you have to pay from your own pocket before the insurance company starts paying a single rupee. It's your skin in the game, really. You cover that first chunk of the bill and then they step in to handle the rest. Well, up to a certain point, but we'll get to that. Now, this is really important because you actually have some control here. Think of your deductible and your premium like 2 ends of a seesaw. If you choose a higher deductible, meaning you agree to pay more yourself if there's a claim, your premium goes down. The insurance company likes that, so they give you a better price. But if you want a lower deductible, so you pay less during a claim, well, your premium is going to be higher. It's a trade-off, and it's your choice to make. Okay, let's put some real numbers to this so it makes sense. Let's say you have a claim for 50,000 rupees, and your policy says your deductible is 5,000. So what happens? You pay the first 5,000. Then the insurance company takes over and pays the rest, the other 45,000. See? That's your deductible in action. All right, on to number 3. This connects directly to what we were just talking about. We know the insurance company pays after your deductible, but do they just keep paying forever? Nope. There's a cap, and that cap is called your coverage limit. You can think of this as the absolute non-negotiable ceiling on your policy. It is the maximum, the total, the most money your insurance company will pay for a single claim. Every single policy has one, and you have to know what that number is because it literally defines the outer edge of your safety net. So, for instance, maybe your policy has a coverage limit of, say, 10 lakh rupees. That number is it. That's the finish line for the insurer's payout on any one claim. And here's why that number is so important. Imagine your total damage is actually 15 lakh rupees, but your limit is 10 lakh. The insurance company will pay up to their limit, that 10 lakh, and then they stop. That extra 5 lakh, I'm afraid that's on you. And that's exactly why you need to make sure you're buying enough coverage in the first place. Okay, we've made it to our 4th and final term, and honestly, this might be the one people skip. And it's probably the most important one to read. We're talking about the fine print. This is the part of the policy that tells you exactly what is not covered. These are the exclusions. Now, it's easy to think exclusions are just there to trip you up, but that's not really the case. They exist so insurance companies don't go broke covering things that are just too massive or predictable. Think of it as the list of rules for the game. These are the specific things that your policy says, sorry, we don't cover that. So, what kind of stuff are we talking about here? Well, common sense things, really. Like, you can't intentionally damage your own property and expect to pay out. That's just fraud. Huge catastrophic events like acts of war are usually out too. And things like normal wear and tear, your stuff just getting old, that's not covered either. Insurance is for surprises, not for things that are bound to happen. Seriously, read this section of your policy. It's crucial. Okay. Whew. So we've looked at all 4 pieces of the puzzle separately. Now let's click them all together and see how they create the big picture of how your policy works. Here it is, your insurance cheat sheet. The premium, that's your ticket to get in the game. The deductible, that's the first part of the bill you pay when something happens. The limit, that's the absolute maximum the insurance company will pay. And the exclusions, that's the list of things that are never, ever covered. That's it. Those 4 things define the whole deal. And why does all this matter? Because of this right here. If you just get these 4 terms, really get them, you will avoid probably 90% of the frustrating surprises that people run into when they make a claim. You'll know what's coming, you'll know who pays for what, and that feeling, that's not just knowledge, that's real power over your finances. So, I'm going to leave you with a thought. Now that you speak the language, what's the very first question you're going to ask about your policy? The next time you pull it out of the drawer or shop for a new one, what's the first thing you'll look for? Is it the deductible, the limit? You're in the driver's seat now. You know exactly what to ask.